So just jumping into it, JD, tell me a little bit, what are agents doing? What are your agents doing differently to assist in buying a house in the process now?
Good question, Garrett. So you're right. I mean, what it feels like is, our national parks have been closed down. And what's really interesting in places that I love, like Yellowstone or Glacier, and right about now, in the last few weeks, bears have been coming out of hibernation. Now, typically, they're staying in the mountains away from people, but because there's no people there, dude, they're in the parking lots, they're looking around the lodges, they're looking for food, they're coming out of the woodwork. And it's really interesting to see that when the national parks open back up, what's going to happen with tourists and all these animals that are going to be intersecting. And it feels like that in our market right now. People are coming out of this hibernation that we've had for 7 weeks or so. And they're, even this week, it feels like literally everybody is coming out of the bear den. They're looking for houses. They're ready to do something. The rates are good. The food is plentiful. And yet we still have some restrictions. I mean, we've still got to be careful, right? Even yesterday, apparently in Dallas County, from what I hear, there were several new cases. A 16-year-old passed away with COVID yesterday. I mean, so there's still a lot of protection that we've got to have in place. And when it comes to buying a home, we certainly have to be very protective. So one thing that we're doing, if possible, is if a buyer will allow us to go into a home, we're going to wear our protective masks, our gloves. We're going to have sanitation with us, some wipes and some protective gear, and we're going to shoot a virtual tour of the home and let them see the house as though they were walking it. That's ideal. Now, some buyers still are adamant about seeing a home. If they are, we're carrying with us, our team, our agents are carrying with them those protective devices to make sure that buyers have them on. Because first of all, almost every homeowner has security cameras, or at least a camera at their door. We want them to rest assured that when we're entering their house, we're taking every precaution possible to be mindful of not spreading any germs, right? And if we're going to get past this sooner than later, we've got to have those protective measures in place. So we're just trying to be, if possible, getting inside a home for a client, showing the property to them, whether it's a Zoom call, a FaceTime Live, or recording it as we're walking around. And some counties are more lax than others, Garrett, when it comes to how can we bring someone in the house or not. But that's all starting to loosen. And there's some fear and some concern with it loosening too much that we're going to have another spike. So I think the smart thing to do in the real estate industry is, if we're entering someone else's home, we're taking every precaution possible to not either receive or to spread any germs whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that answered your question per se, but we're seeing a lot of activity right now. A lot of buyers are ready to do something. I mean, people are naturally moving in the spring and the summer, either because they have children and they've got job relocations. The Dallas-Fort Worth job market is still strong. Our housing market's still really strong. And so we're seeing activity. And people know that if they wait too long, they're going to miss the window. Rates are still really low. Gosh, Benchmark Mortgage, you guys have been rock stars in providing incredible service and incredible rates to so many buyers right now. And so not only is that beneficial, but the inventory or the surplus of housing is low. A lot of people have been nervous about putting their houses on the market. And so this is a perfect opportunity if you're a seller to go in the market, because you're going to have a lot of buyers out there looking for less homes. If you're a buyer, sellers are eager to make something happen probably right now more than they normally would be. If they're selling, they're truly interested in selling. They're not just testing the market.
Yep.
And so it's a great time for the real estate industry. And so what's probably going to happen this summer, all the forecasts say that rates will stay low. We all think that that's a reality. More houses will probably hit the market as things loosen up. I think more buyers will be coming out, but there's going to be a lot of competition this summer. And if the economists and the forecasts are all saying the same thing, we could have one of the busiest 3 to 4 months that we've ever seen in the Dallas-Fort Worth real estate market. So I would say if you're a buyer, this is a very good time to be in the market. And if you're a seller, this is a very good time to be in the market. And so I can't speak nationwide as much as I can the Dallas Fort Worth market, but I can say across the nation, we've got to be safe. We've got to use precaution. We've got to use intelligence, but there's still a great opportunity to sell and buy homes right now.
Well, thanks so much for the time, JD. That was huge. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your local Benchmark loan officer. They will, if it's not the JD Tomlin team here locally in Texas, all of our branches know incredible real estate agents that will be able to get you into your dream home, and we look forward to being a part of that process.